Hi everyone, the Touchline Report is back after 2 weeks of absence. Sorry for that, guys. Of course, in this episode, we'll try to talk about the quarterfinals and the games of Euro quarterfinals, and then we'll move on to preview the semifinals. We also return with some off the pitch news, and yeah, that's all for now. So stick with us, and yeah, let's start it.
Yeah. So obviously Euros throughout the competition has been great so far. The quarterfinals, that wasn't disappointing at all. So first game, Switzerland Spain, Friday. I think it was a great game. Switzerland fought hard. I think they really outdone their standards, what they were expected to do. Some didn't even expect them to make it out of the group, but they made it out of the group, beat with the world champions, nearly beat Spain, but disappointing performance in the penalty shootout. I really think they should have done better considering they scored all five of theirs against France, but they were only able to net one against Spain. So that was kind of disappointing in my opinion.
Yeah, totally agree with you. I mean, since the start, like everyone thought that they wouldn't at least made out the group stage, you know. They didn't look very good. I mean, Switzerland in the past years they have been playing well, and with this coach they have been performing pretty well. So at least we expect them to go out of the group stages, but at some times they didn't look like they were going to make it. But it was all about that last game, and they managed to do it. And then once you are in the knockout stages, like what you did in a group, like it doesn't matter at all. And I mean, two teams for me show that in the quarterfinals and in the round of 16. We'll talk about the other later, but now focusing on Switzerland, they managed to recover from the two-goal disadvantage against France and then go to penalties. They were just perfect in the penalty shootouts, and then they played against Spain, which it's one of the teams with most European championships, so a tough opponent. Although now this is a kind of a different national team with completely different players, and we don't have these heavyweight players that we used to have, like Iniesta or Xavi or like Torres, Puyol. I mean, we still have the remaining of some of these like national teams that, for example, won the World Cup in 2010, but they are not the same. And even like Morata talked about it when after the two games of the group stage when they had just 2 points. They said that there was a lot of pressure on them because they were basically substituting a golden generation. But in the
Yeah.
end, they also managed, like Switzerland, to get out of the group stage, and they managed to go to the quarterfinals, and then they beat Switzerland on the penalty shootouts. And for me, it was like all about Switzerland. And I think most players, when they were before shooting, that they didn't look very confident. And
Yeah.
there was a lot of pressure, for example, for on Vargas, who is a very young player, and sometimes they can't cope with the pressure, and yeah, then it's really hard for them. But hands down to Switzerland, because they managed to play very well and fight against two of the best national teams in the world. So
Yeah, completely agree with you. Yeah, obviously Switzerland, not too much was expected from them, but I think they really outdid their standards, beating France, nearly beating Spain, pushing them to penalties. I think, they kept pushing on. I think they started off the game really well, and then Shaqiri was able to equalize. I think 76th minute. They were able to hold off in the extra time. Playing really defensively. I think they wanted to push it to a penalty shootout, but as you said, yeah, the players weren't too confident. And yeah, as you said, also Vargas, very young player, very skilled player. He's come on as a substitute in, I think, the last two matches. Um, yeah, I think he's made a great impact for the team. But I think the pressure got to him, like you said. He couldn't convert the penalty, and that ultimately that's what happened for all of their plays. Scoring only one penalty is kind of tough. I mean, not saying that Spain did pretty well in penalties either. They only scored three out of their five, but yeah, I think honestly, I think Spain could have done a little bit better, but they got the job done. They're in the semifinals, so congratulations to them. And I want to kind of congratulate Switzerland. Great job to them beating France. Staying strong in the group stage enough to get onto the knockout rounds. Holding strong in Spain just wasn't enough though.
Yeah, totally agree with you.
Yeah. So next match, I think this was the most entertaining match out of all the quarterfinals. Belgium and Italy. Two obviously incredible teams. In my opinion, the two best teams in the Euros so far. Meeting up in this quarterfinal. What a game it was. Italy starting off strong. Uh, Barella getting that goal. Great turn, great finish. Insigne with a magical goal. Oh, it was just so beautiful. Right before the half penalty was given. Lukaku converted, but that was really it for the rest of the match. Belgium really pushing hard. I guess you can point out another big thing, Spinazzola. He's been such a big part in Italy's success this Euros. The left back, Leonardo Spinazzola. He came off sometime in the second half with a huge injury. They had to stretcher him off, and surgery was done on him. He's announced that surgery was successful. He'll be fine, but he's supposed to be out for the next 6 to 8 months. So that's obviously going to hurt Italy and going to hurt his club as well.
Yeah, in my opinion, I have to disagree with you when it comes to the two teams. If they are the best in the Euro, for me, Belgium it's not the best in the Euro. What is interesting is that's like similar to Italy. Supposedly that they were the strongest team in the group, and they had like, let's say, a easy group. For example, in the Belgium group they had Finland, which never had her. They played in a Euro, so it was their first time. In Italy group we had Switzerland, we had Wales and Turkey, and Turkey they never looked like a contender, never even for the third place. And Switzerland, obviously, they had their difficulties too, as we already mentioned, to get off the group, and a lot of people were excited about Italy. And then when we got to the round of 16, it was completely different. We had Austria also, who reached for the first time the round of 16 of Euro. They also got their two first wins in the Euro in the group stage, and they put out a strong performance against Italy. And then we saw like that they had to raise their level because they were in a, let's say, easy group, so they had to do better. And then when it came to play against Austria, it was difficult for them, and it raised some questions. But in the end, they made their job and they played a really good football. And it was a difficult game against Austria, and would thought that Austria would put a good game against Italy, But then when it comes to Belgium, in my opinion, in the game against Italy, they showed why they were never a strong contender to the Euro. They were always like they did the same against Portugal. They played more in the counter attack, and Italy just did basically what Portugal wasn't able to do, which was like score. Of course, against Portugal, and the Belgian had a little bit of luck because Portugal hit a lot the post and all of that, but
Yeah,
Italy just passed the ball I think quicker than Portugal, and that made the difference. But we saw also Belgium trying to attack more in counter attacks and having Lukaku as a reference in the attack for long balls, for example, and that didn't work like every time. And in the end, it was a good game, but yeah, Italy was far superior in my opinion, and they showed why Belgium were never a contender. And even like we don't need, in my opinion, to go to these two games. We can go to the group stage games against Denmark when they beat Denmark, and
yeah,
Denmark played really well. And it's true that they lost the two first games of the group stage, but they played real well in both games. So, and we can look, for example, against Finland. Finland made like two shots and they scored one goal, and Denmark with this very offensive kind of style of play, and they made like I think 22 shots. Of course, not all on target, but 22 shots, like seven on target or something like that. So they create a lot. And against Belgium, they also create a lot. And Belgium just like score most goals from outside of the of the area, you know. So I mean, and before I think before the game against Portugal, they had like 42% of their goals was like outside of the area, so long
Yeah,
shots. So it this means like they have good good players in that score good goals in the distance, you know. So,
yeah,
but yeah, Italy was superior in my opinion, and yeah, they
yeah,
did
yeah.
they showed how superior they are and proved that Belgium was not as good as they could be.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I do think that Italy, were better than Belgium in that game. I think they were better than Belgium throughout the tournament, group stage. Even though you say, obviously they both had, not the hardest groups, not the most difficult groups. Somewhat decent groups, easy groups for actually for them. Both topping their groups. But yeah, I think you have changed my opinion. Also coming with this question. Yeah, I think you have changed my opinion. So yeah, I still think Italy it has been one of the best teams in the competition. But when I think about it after you talking about it, I don't think Belgium is the best team right now. I think if I had to pick two, I would say Italy and uh, I'm gonna have to go with England. I think Italy has been one of the best teams, but I can't really think of one right now that has been I don't know, better than either of these teams. Belgium has won all their games except for against Italy. I don't think England has been too good, but if I had to pick two, it would be Italy and England. I think Italy has been the best. You know, it can obviously be debatable whether or not England is one of the best teams. That's the first one that comes to mind, but I still don't think they're too great. And in my opinion, I don't think England's going to win at all.
Yeah, I don't know if England is going to win or not, but they obviously have a good team, a great team. And yeah, and I think like with the players they have, they can play a lot of different styles, in my opinion. I mean, they have the luxury of having Jadon Sancho with almost no minutes in the game. Like he started in last the game, if I'm not mistaken. But they
Yeah,
has they have also Grealish too. I mean, just look at the players they have. You know, like they have really good players. And I mean, what has been really interesting is the midfield they have been playing with Rice and Luis. I mean, amazing. You know, these two players have been amazing for them, and they have been very important. So, in my opinion, they do have the chance to win. Looks like maybe this is the year, but Italy is also pretty strong, and they have very offensive football. I mean,
yeah,
if we want to talk about England, it's also important to talk about the game against Germany, probably the one like the most difficult one they had, and it's a good like way to measure if they are a good team or not, of or if they have the quality or not to win.
yeah, yeah. I agree with you. So yeah, also answering the question, who do you think are the two best teams in the tournament so far?
I mean, my opinion, I have to go with Italy, and I'll go with Denmark. They have been really good, like with a very offensive football. I mean, now I'm just talking with the ones that are now in the tournament, but I could also talk about Czech Republic, which I've been like watching their games since the start of the tournament, and they have been really good. And in the game between Denmark and Czech Republic, I wanted Czech Republic to go through, but yeah, I mean I have to go with one underdog and one good team, so I'll go with Italy and Denmark. But yeah, England is also there, so
Yeah, yeah. I think Denmark has done well for them, especially losing their best player, and I think in my at least my opinion, Ericsson. It's tough on them, but I still think they've been able to cope with the situation really well. Even only being able to win one group stage match, they need to score 4 goals in that last match. They did that. They won the match, progressed. You know, progressed from the round of 16, went on to the quarterfinals. Now in the semifinals, I think they've only won it once. Euros, I think they won it once. They didn't even qualify, but I think one team forfeit, and they got invited, so they went. They came in, they won the competition, so now they're in the semifinals. First time in the semifinals since then. So obviously it's a big deal for them, and hopefully I'm cheering for Denmark now since my team Portugal got out. Ronaldo left, so now I'm Denmark for
Yeah,
Ericsson, obviously. So yeah, I think they're looking pretty strong. So yeah, we're gonna see. I think we're gonna see a lot of from them when they go
yeah.
against England.
Let's see, let's see. Like you mentioned, they last time they won, they weren't even qualified for the tournament. They just were like they replaced Yugoslav because they were in war. So, but in the end, they won, and now they came to the tournament. And in the first game, this problem with Ericsson happened. I think this also made the team stronger. And yeah, there are a lot of good players there too. And for example, for me, one of the best has been Malen, has been incredible for them too. And yeah, your Bjerg also to the Spurs player, amazing too. So
Yeah,
let's see how it goes for them. I mean, semifinals is pretty good already, so
yeah,
they'll find in England that is playing at home and with their fans. They only played one game outside of England, which was
yeah,
the quarterfinal. So let's see, and they are confident. They just beat Ukraine, so
yeah. They're looking strong, looking good. So yeah, we're gonna see. We're gonna preview that very soon. Denmark, England.
yeah,
So yeah, smoothly transitioning into Czech Republic against Denmark. I think it was a good match overall. Denmark starting off, Delaney with an early goal, 5 minutes in, good header. He was unmarked. No, I don't think anyone noticed him just sneaking in that box. Powerful header into the back of the net. So that was 1-0. Then they made it to, sorry, not Czech. Dolberg made it to, but just before halftime. So I think Denmark really controlled that first half, and I think early in that second half, Schick getting that goal, giving Czech Republic, a bit of hope, and then I think the rest of the game was kind of like tossing the game to each other. I don't think either team was controlling the game too much. I don't think either team was too strong in that second half. But I think after that Patrick Schick goal, I think both teams kind of just shut down. Denmark playing more defensively, Czech Republic trying to get onto the into the final third as much as they can, but they weren't able to get the goal that sent it into extra time at least. So yeah, I
yeah,
think Denmark was a very strong team, especially in the first half. I think they completely shut it down in that first half. So a good first half performance put them in the semifinals.
yeah. Totally agree with you. And if you see like Czech Republic at some point, they play a lot with crosses, and at some point they were just tossing balls to the area, and sometimes it wasn't even in a great position. It was like direct in front of the area. So, but yeah, they fought hard, and for me, one of the best players of Czech Republic, it was I think it's Bakar, if I'm not mistaken. Then let's say Barak, sorry for the mistake. Then the number 10, let's say like that, he plays really well, and it was very important, doing incredible passes, and yeah, always present to give like new lines of passes to the other players, to his colleagues, and it was incredible. Of course, we can talk about Patrick Schick, very important player throughout the Euros for them, of course, and he's now the same number of goals as Ronaldo. But yeah, Bakar for me it was the start for Czech Republic, and in the case of Denmark, they just like played pretty well during the whole game with an incredible start. Very strong pressuring and also very quick going to the attack. I mean, I already mentioned, but yeah, Malen was also amazing player for them, and Dolberg also netting one more goal. and very important player too. Also, Bradwaite also working a lot for the team.
Yeah,
So yeah, amazing.
yeah, I agree with everything you said. Yeah, two great teams. I think. Yeah, I think Denmark was the better team in that match, pushing hard, working hard. Especially as you said, Braithwaite. He was dropping back as a striker. He was dropping back. Helping defensively, then working his way back upfield to help the team. So I think overall, I think they did really well. So yeah, congratulations to Denmark to making the final. I'm really happy for them, honestly, especially after losing their captain. So yeah, I think great job to them. Yeah. So we're gonna have to see how they'll do in the semifinals.
Yeah, let's see how it goes for them.
Yeah. And the final quarterfinal match, obviously, I think most of us knew who the favorites were. Most of us knew who the underdogs were. Ukraine and England. Obviously, England thrashing Ukraine 4-0. Harry Kane getting 2 goals. Maguire getting one. Uh, and Henderson coming on as a substitute, getting also a goal near the end of the match. So yeah, that's a great job to, England finding really hard. Sancho finally getting his first Euro start ever. So that's really great for him. So yeah, I think England played really strong. They were definitely the better team. You know, always on that attacking foot. Coming back defensively when it was necessary. But I think overall they were playing more attacking in more of an attacking style. Uh, and yeah, I think England deserved this spot in the semifinals after the way they played against Ukraine. So yeah, congratulations to them.
Yeah, totally. They deserve it, and I mean, um, I I know that in the game against Sweden, they just had like a lot of luck, and they didn't look like the better side. Sweden was much better than them, and yeah, in the end, like Ukraine came to this game, I think with 5 goals suffered and four scored, if I'm not mistaken, or at least they had a negative like goal difference, and they suffered a lot more goals than they scored, and they never like look like a stronger like defensive side. They have good players in attacking. They have some good midfields, which is true too. They have Chichenko, which it's an incredible player, and they have Yarmolenko, Iramchuk too, which is a good striker too from Genk. He's like pretty. He's pretty strong and pretty quick, and yeah, but it wasn't enough, and England just started like really quick and really strong, and they couldn't do anything. They couldn't like even react. England netted the first goal at for like 4 minutes with 4 minutes on the clock, and they were like every minute of the game on top of Ukraine, and they never managed to react to it. They were just a poor side that had luck in the round of 16, in my opinion. So yeah,
Yeah, I agree with you.
yeah,
Yeah, as you said before, Ukraine wasn't looking so strong throughout the whole tournament. Not the best performance in the group stage. North Macedonia. I think that was one of the easiest teams to be in the competition. No offense, but I think Ukraine easily pushed them aside, and I think they got a bit lucky against Sweden. With that last minute goal. They were just pushing hard. I think Sweden kind of fell asleep at the end. So yeah, Ukraine. I feel like Ukraine had a decently easy route throughout this competition. Beating North Macedonia was a bit too easy for them. Sweden obviously challenged them, but I think in the end they just got lucky. A final header put them into the quarterfinals, but I think no one expected them, to do much against England, saying that they have such a strong team, and I don't think too much was expected of them to go
yeah,
to have against England. So yeah, great job to England. You know, Obviously congratulations to Ukraine to making it at least this far. But yeah, I think England were definitely the stronger team in this match.
yeah, and just like I was mentioning Declan Rice and Phillips. I think I said before Luis, but I meant Phillips. Amazing, like in the middle field and stopping like every attack of Ukraine. So they couldn't do anything, and it was enough for them having like these two like more, let's say, Declan Rice, of course, much more defensive, and Phillips very like good working midfield. He's on the attack, but he's also present when it's need pressure is need to be done. And when they have to recover the ball. And the rest of the players, they really had freedom to do whatever they wanted to do. So I
Yeah,
mean, and for Ukraine, like in every game of the Euro, in other competitions, in like UEFA Nations League and qualifications to the World Cup, for example, they have been looking way better in like defensive terms, and more organized than now during the Euro. And they had let's say, a group in which they could do much more than they did. So
yeah, yeah, I agree with you. And yeah, as I said before, not too much was expected of them. And yeah, I think I agree with you. Their defense was looking stronger, before the Euros began. But I think the manager kind of put them into more of an attacking kind of aspect. Playing with three defenders in the back, uh, five midfielders, two up top, trying to have push the wingbacks higher up. That's what Zinchenko does even with City. He plays very high up. But we saw that in the semifinals against PSG, at the Etihad, for the first goal for Mahrez, he was really up
yeah,
high up, good ball played it to him. He was already in attacking position, because I think that's what he likes to do. He likes to get up the field in attacking position. I find him more of as a left mid than a left back. He loves to attack. He loves to get into that final third. So yeah, that's what he likes to do. That's what he's good at. But I just don't think it worked against England. Obviously, England has such a strong team compared to Ukraine, so I don't think there's much they could do.
yeah. They like started the game pretty strong, and if they like played really slow, and they'll probably like give more put like Ukraine in a more comfortable situation, so they just had to go for it from the start. And yeah, then Ukraine can't do anything. So good performance from England and very bad from Ukraine.
Yeah. So tomorrow we have our first semi-final match between Italy and Spain. I think that's gonna be better than England Denmark. Two strong teams. Italy, I think, has been the best team in the tournament so far. Spain, they've been decent so far. They've been doing pretty well in the knockouts so far. So I think it's gonna be a great game. What to expect? What are we gonna expect, Manuel, from two incredible teams? Really.
Yeah, like Spain has been trying to play and pass this philosophy and this style of play since a long time ago. With playing more with the ball and try to control the game and like playing very patiently. So they'll try to do this against Italy. Italy, of course, they have been playing more with possession, but a very like good attacking football. So let's see how it's going to play. So if they will try to pressure Spain and don't give them the control of the ball, and then just recover the ball and attack, or if they want to assume a more lower position and try to counter attack because they have players to do that. Even like against the previous game against Belgium, even if Belgium played more in counter attack with when Belgium was with the ball and they recover it, most times they were very quick to get to the attack. So let's see how it plays. Obviously, players like Jorginho will be very important for, like, they have been very important, but they will be very important for Italy. And let's see how it goes, because if Spain had to go to penalty shootouts against Switzerland, let's see what they can do against Italy. In my opinion, Italy is much stronger. This Italy is much stronger than Spain, and yeah, like I think like obviously like Italy missed, I think, the last two like international competitions, the World Cup and also the last Euros, and they have been building. Mancini has been building this squad for quite a long time. So I think they are better, at least better, like they have better chemistry than Spain, in my opinion. So let's see how this plays out.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, I think Italy are the stronger team. I think Spain, no. they've been seen weaker in past years in recent years. World Cup, decent, not the best performance, honestly. Last time they performed like extremely well, 2012 Euros. They won it. Uh, you know, 2016 Euros. Not the best performance. 2018 World Cup as well, not the best performance. Uh, so yeah, I think they've been doing decent throughout this tournament. They've been able to reach the semifinals, but against possibly the best team in the Euro so far, it's going to be definitely tough. Yeah, as you said, the chemistry between Italy is just so incredible. All the players know they just understand each other. They know how each player plays, what are their strengths. They know each other so well. They can play so well. They're on the ball so nicely. Playing nice balls to one another. Insigne, doing taking shots on that left side. He loves to cut in, kind of trying to bend his shot into that right side. That's what we saw against Belgium. That was his goal. Great goal. So yeah, I think that's what we'll see from Italy and Spain. As you said, they like to, I think they like to keep possession, pass the ball around. I think their defense is pretty nice. Laporte and Torres in the back. I think they're a pretty strong duo. Um, I think Spain could work on their attack much more, but I think Italy's gonna take this one and they're gonna book a ticket to the finals in Wembley.
Yeah, I think so too. But yeah, in this competition and knockout stages, like everything can happen, and we've seen that already a lot. Very surprising this year actually. So let's see how it goes. But yeah, I think Italy will go through. But and it's what I mean interesting also to see it's Immobile, because in my opinion the last like two games he hasn't been like as strong as like in a group stage, of course. But
Yeah,
yeah, it's an important player for them anyways, if even if he doesn't score goals.
yeah, I think he's a very active player. He's always involved somehow in Italy's attack. Whether he's receiving the pass, he's drawing players to the other side, so another player for Italy can get open and receive the ball. So I still think he's a very important player, regardless if he scores or not. But yeah, if he scores, that's his job. He's a forward. But yeah, I think he's still a very important player, regardless.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and the next semifinals on Wednesday in 2 days, England Denmark. I think once again England are going into this match as favorites. They're looking quite confident as well. But I think Denmark has proven a lot of people wrong. A lot of people wrong throughout this tournament. They've really outdone their standards. So I still think Denmark will push in the semifinals against England. They'll push hard. Possibly even to extra time. Who knows? This Euro can really give anything. But I think England still are going to this match as favorites. Denmark, they're obviously trying, play defensively, attacking when necessary against England. But England are really nicely put up all around. Their attack is nice, their midfield is really strong, and their defense rock hard. So I think Denmark are gonna have a lot of work to do if they want to get into those finals. I think England. Uh, I think they'll have to start Grealish. In my opinion, if I was the manager, I would definitely start Grealish. Grealish he's just a creator. He loves to put balls into the box. We saw that when he came off the bench against Germany. He came off as a substitute. He gave an assist as soon as he came on to for Kane. We just seen it so many times. Most chances created in the Premier League. Sorry, second most chances. He's just so incredible, Grealish. So I think England really should start him, so he can help the team in the semifinals and then help them get to the finals.
Yeah, totally, totally agree with you. I mean, Grealish is amazing, and the way he plays with the ball, amazing player. I'm a big fan of him. And yeah, it's interesting to see like they have this player and they are not using that much. And I mean, incredible, incredible, incredible. Even you could look at their middle field, and you could say like Phillips, like they could have like found a better player. He has been proving how important he is. Rice, the same thing. So I mean, it's true that they have really good players, but I think for Southgate, it's very important the players that he has been using for the stability of the team. So he's probably looking more for that than for just playing a good player, you know. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting game because if Denmark doesn't like shy away off the game and tries to go for it and attack as they know how to attack, it's going to be an incredible game in my opinion. And with England very confident, even if they won 4-0 and it was against Ukraine, they will be confident with this result, you know. And throughout the country, there is like a big support to the team. They really feel that this is the year and they are playing at home. So let's see how it goes. It's true that both teams will receive at least the same amount of tickets, but in the end, it's not the same, you know. All of us know
Yeah,
that.
yeah, we all
So
know England fans. Yeah, go on.
yeah, like it's home, they will have more fans for sure.
Yeah, England fans, that in my opinion, they're the craziest fans. They're the most passionate fans. So yeah, obviously it's going to be definitely an advantage for an at-home game. Yeah, for England.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, so for my prediction, I say Italy against Spain 2-0, and England against Denmark. I say 2-1 to England. I think Denmark will push hard.
I mean, yeah, I agree with you when it comes to England game, but I'll probably go with the same result for Italy. I think Spain will like net one at least for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I say 2-0 for me. I think
Yep.
Italy will play if they start strong on the front foot, getting 2 goals in that first half. I think they'll switch out definitely to defensive mode and kind of hold strong. But yeah, Spain, Spain likes to put the pressure on their opponents. So yeah, we can definitely see a goal from them.
Yeah, and it's very interesting if that happens because we could see for in the game against Belgium like how easily Italy like can put the ball in front, you know, with quick passes. They just start from the back, and even if they have pressure, they know how to get out of that pressure. So
Yeah,
yeah, let's see how it goes. Interesting
yeah.
game.
Hope. Yeah, this is gonna be definitely a great game for so many people to watch. So yeah, hopefully everyone can watch it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I hope so. I hope so. Like great game. So try
yeah,
to get some time, some free time.
yeah. To watch what could be, an unexpected game, or and possibly the game of the tournament. Who knows? This
Yeah.
Euros has given absolute surprises everywhere.
Yeah, and it's like the rematch of the final of 2012. So
Yeah, yeah. I wonder. I hope Italy can get their revenge here.
yeah, let's hope so.
So now we're gonna switch on to the off the pitch news. And first up, we have the Disney. They now have the rights to the Ligue 1, broadcasting Ligue 1 games in Brazil for the next 3 years until 2024, until the 2023 to 24 season. So yeah, I think that's great for people in Brazil. As we said in our podcast a few weeks ago, actually, one of our off the pitch news topics was that Sport Italia was going to start streaming, was going to start broadcasting Serie A games in Brazil and Argentina as well. So now people in Brazil are going to have access to watching Serie A games as well as Ligue 1 games until at least 2024. So I think that's really great for them. Brazil, a nation of football. That's their sport. That's what they love. So I think getting two of the world's biggest leagues in their home country, being able to watch that for the next 3 years, I think that's going to be really great for them. Disney, one of the biggest, broadcasters in the world. They're known for basically for their movies, TV shows, but now they're trying to get into the mode of, kind of broadcasting more sports, especially in countries that, enjoy watching sports. Brazil, obviously, as I said, a football nation. So I think that's really great for them. Um, that that Brazil are gonna get to watch two of the largest and greatest leagues in the world. So I think that's really great for them, and I hope they enjoy it really nicely.
Yeah, yeah, totally agree with you, and it's good because they have Neymar, and Neymar has a incredible following in his country, and that there is also, for example, Marquinhos, Rafinha, Alcantara. They
Yeah.
have in Marseille, they have Gerson. In Lyon, they have Lucas Paquetá. They have Thiago Mendes. Also, great players, great Brazilian players. So now Disney, which like owns ESPN and Fox Sports channels, they will also stream one more league. I think they in Brazil they already hold the rights to the Premier League until 2000 until the season 2021 and 2022. They also own the rights for the La Liga until 26, the Europa League 2 until 24. So they also have rights to the South America Copa Libertadores too. So it's good for them. And yeah, it seems like they they will broadcast the match exclusively across ESPN and Fox Sports, in addition to a streaming service that will air in South America around the 31 of August, which is called Star Plus, and it's a streaming service. And yeah, it seems that they will have also some matches there, which is great for them. I think also that previously uh, the rights for Liga in Brazil were owned by the stream operator DAZN, but they had a 3-year deal running from since 2018 until 2021, but they had to finish the deal and scale back their operations in Brazil. So they basically sub-license during the not this season, but 2 seasons ago, they sub-licensed the feature they had to a free-to-air broadcaster called Band in Brazil, and now the rights are coming to Disney, which now adds one more league to their portfolio in Brazil, and yeah, it's good, and it makes much sense, especially with like the Brazilian players that have came that moved to Liga, and we know that how Brazilian fans are, and they really follow the Brazilian players that they love, so it's
Yeah.
good for them.
I'm very happy for them. Um, yeah, so I hope they enjoy, all these leagues, like you said, the Europa League. They have Premier League until 22 for one more season, La Liga, and now Serie A as well as Ligue 1. So they're gonna have some of the world's best leagues. They're gonna be able to watch. So I really hope they'll be able to enjoy all of this. I would.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, that's really great for them. And our next topic, we'll be talking about another Ligue 1 team, Bordeaux. The their front of the jersey sponsor, Bistro Regent, restaurant chain. They'll be moving from the front of the shirt to the back of the shirt. That's big news for them, saying that means um they still need a front of the shirt sponsor, as most as all clubs do. So it's still vacant. So they're still looking for a front of the shirt sponsor. Uh, one betting company, gambling company, is so far in the lead to take the front of to become the new front of the jersey sponsor. So yeah, we're gonna see who's gonna become that. Whoever becomes that is gonna get paid quite nicely. Uh, they're gonna pay a lot of money to be on that front of the jersey, but I still think that it can obviously spread. More now. I know I didn't know Bistro Region was a thing. Now I know because they're a front of the jersey sponsor. So uh, obviously that's the point of a front of the jersey sponsor, for people to spread awareness of whatever it is. And so whoever becomes Bordeaux's new front of the jersey sponsor, it's gonna be big for them.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, front of the shirt sponsors are always a little bit more expensive, for brands, of course. And yeah, it looks like a gambling firm called Winamax. It's in pole position to get it. But yeah, let's see how it goes. They before in the back they had BetClick, and now BetClick moves on, and they are substituted by this restaurant chain. But yeah, this happens in a, let's say, quite interesting time for the club, since they were like very bad financially, and in June they were basically saved by the by Gerard Lopez, who used to be a former owner of Lille, but he had to basically sell the club because he was in financial difficulties, and he also the club had some problems with loans. He had to contract to buy the club, so he had to sell the club, and he now adventure in Bordeaux, and he's now contributed to save the club, because previously the club was I think owned by a U.S. investment fund called King Street, which basically pulled their funds because they had continued financial difficulties, and obviously caused by the pandemic. So now they were in April. They were placed under the protection of the Bordeaux Commercial Court, and now Gerard Lopez has bought basically the club, and I think from my understanding, it says that the deal still requires an approval from the National Directorate of Management Control, which is basically the body that oversees the finance of French clubs, and they haven't yet secured their approval, if I'm not mistaken. And as of, I think, last Friday, this body also took the preliminary decision of getting Bordeaux relegated. So the club also intends to appeal this decision, of course, because this is like moving to League Two. It's even worse for the club, and
Yeah,
it could even for future sponsors get the values of the sponsorships way like lower, you know. So if a club is already passing through some difficulties, if it's going to be even worse if they get uh, relegated. So let's see how this plays out for Bordeaux. And yeah, here we can see like, of course, it had to be it was related to COVID. So, but yeah, here you can see how things can work badly.
yeah. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I understand. I agree. And yeah, hopefully Bogdu, their their appeal goes through. Hopefully they don't get relegated. They stay in Ligue 1, as you said. And yeah, that if they do get relegated, it's obviously gonna hurt them a lot. You know, less sponsors are gonna want to be on their jerseys. So yeah, if their appeal goes through, if they stay in Ligue 1, it's gonna be great for them. It's gonna be great for the sponsors. So yeah, I'm hoping that they'll be able to stay in Ligue 1.
Yeah, I hope so. We'll have to keep attention on that situation and see how it goes. But yeah, for French clubs, it has been very difficult year with all of the mess of the domestic, the sale of the TV rights domestically, with a very difficult situation. We already talked about this in previous episodes of the podcast, and it has been a difficult season and difficult year for clubs, for French clubs financially. So yeah, and everywhere in the world. So yeah, let's see how it goes.
Yeah, hopefully it only works out well for them.
Yeah, let's just now leave the podcast with a great, interesting note of interesting news about what's going on off the pitch, and about the game between Belgium and Italy, which reached a combined amount of free-to-air and pay television in Italy of an audience of over 17 million people. So more than 70 million people watch the game between Belgium and Italy, and we are talking about the audience of the free-to-air and pay television, as I already mentioned. I think the in average the Raya, which I think it's a free-to-air television in Italy, they had an average of 50 million, around 50 million viewers, which is basically like almost, it's like 65% of the market share. And they are also part of of like this big number, 70 million, which was generated by the subscribers watching by subscribers watching the match on the pay television broadcaster Sky Italia, which was almost to an average of 2 million. So yeah, it's good. It's good to see, and if I'm not mistaken, it's an increase from the last game. I think uh, last match, Raya attract like 13 million viewers, which like equal like a share of like 52%, and now it increased a lot, in and for Sky Italy too it increased a bit, and it was like about 1.85 million subscribers watch the game in Sky Italy, and now it's almost 2 million subscribers. So yeah, it's good, and it shows how people are getting excited about this campaign of Italy in this Euro. So it's good to see they are
Yeah,
being
good to see.
supported.
Yeah, good to see for the Italian national team being supported by the country. Good for that news. Good for the Sport Italia. Great for literally. This is really just great news for everyone, really, for all of Italy. For the news channel, obviously getting reaching 2 million subscribers. That's great for them. So yeah, I think it's great all around, especially for Italy. They have their whole country behind them in the semifinals, looking to get into the semifinals, looking favorites to win the whole competition. So yeah, it's great to have your country behind you, supporting you all the way. And yeah, I'm just happy for Italy.
Yeah, totally agree with you, and they are looking strong contenders. So let's see how it goes.
Yeah, this Euros has been just incredible for everyone. So yeah, it's been had lots of ups and downs. I think it's just been great for everyone. Underdogs, favorites. I think it's been working out for really everyone. So far, this has been one of the greatest Euros I've watched.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Completely agree with you. I think we have like one question, then we can answer the question, and then it end the podcast
yeah,
for now, for today. And yeah, it's basically the same question that we had before, but yeah, we can answer it again. So,
yeah,
what team are we basically cheering, and why are we cheering for this team?
yeah. So I'll just say mine's quick. I'm cheering for Denmark. 2 words: Christian Eriksen.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I will say Italy, but yeah, I'm totally fine if like Denmark wins it. Like it's an underdog story. Everybody like loves it. But yeah, I wouldn't be like surprised, or I wouldn't bother at all if England won. Although I prefer Italy to win it. Yeah, but at least like England from these four teams that are in the semi-finals, it's the one that never won a Euro so before. So every other team won at least once. So yeah,
Yeah,
but I'm cheering for Italy anyway. So let's see.
yeah. Let's see who wins. Hopefully for me, Denmark. Hopefully for you, Italy. It could be an Italy Denmark final. Who knows? But
Yeah,
yeah,
who knows? Crazy final if it's that final. Crazy final.
yeah.
So
Incredible. Just no one expected Italy from the beginning before it started. No one expected Italy to even make it this far. They haven't been in a major competition for how long now? For like since 2014 World Cup, I believe.
yeah,
Was
yeah,
that it?
they missed the Euro, the 2016, and they missed the World Cup, so the last World Cup. So they haven't been in a major competition since like a long time ago. So it's good to have them back. That is why probably people didn't like think that they would go like this far. But yeah, let's see how it plays out for them. And but we can see that Mancini really did a great job with this
Yeah.
team.
Yeah, great coach, great manager, great tactics all around. So yeah, I think they've done really good. I think they thoroughly deserve a spot in the final, even to win it. So yeah, great job to Denmark, great job to Italy for making this. Great job really to every team in the semifinal for being able to make it to this far. So yeah, it's a great job for
Yeah,
everyone.
totally. I subscribe everything you said, and yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, guys, for
Yeah,
watching. Um, I know that we have been out for like 2 weeks, and yeah, it's been a long time. We apologize for that, but yeah, no, it's at least for me, it's a little bit complicated, but we'll manage to do the podcast like try to do it every week, and yeah, we'll be here for sure next week because we have the big final, coming. So count on us for that.
yeah. Don't worry, guys. We'll be here next weekend. Don't worry. No need to worry for that.
Yeah,
Okay, guys. Thank you
I know
guys so
you.
much for joining us. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say that I know you guys miss us a lot, but yeah, you have to sometimes you have to hold on and wait a bit.
Yeah, don't worry, guys. We're always here for you guys. Don't worry. On our Instagram also, DM us whenever you want. Don't worry, guys. We're here for you on this YouTube channel, on the foodreport.com, on the Instagram. We're here for you guys. Don't worry.
Yeah. Make sure to subscribe our YouTube channel, check the other podcasts that you have there, and check also the Footy Report. We have like amazing news. We are now not just talking about the Euros, of course, and Copa America. We are also talking about like transfer talks and doing some like other interesting articles. And yeah, we try to be as creative as possible when it comes to the themes of our articles. So just make sure to check there.
Yeah. So thank you guys so much for joining us. We'll see you guys next week.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.